So my name is Jenny and I'm graduating in class 2020. I'm majoring in course 22, which is nuclear engineering. I think course 22 is a mixture of all different disciplines of science and engineering in application for a very specific thing, which is creating large amount of energy from small amount of atoms. I mean, I always knew like MIT had a course 22 department. It's just that I had this really big misconception before that if you study nuclear engineering, you're gonna get cancer, which is not true. So after I got over the initial fear, I thought maybe I should like do some research, like Europe program, to gauge like how much I actually like doing that type of work, which I did over winter break. I was doing a Europe project that's actually been published now. So from that project, I was like, I really enjoy working on this type of like topics, but more so the people in the department, because I remember the professor who I was working with was very supportive. I got to meet weekly, even though he's like super busy. He's like the associate head of the nuclear department, but he makes time to meet with me every week. I think during my undergrad years, I want to develop first of all technical skills and as well as communication skills, because I think those two things are very applicable to any fields you go into after graduation. In terms of like career options, I think I'm pretty open to different options. Like I like to go into technical roles, like things like General Electric or Western Gate to design new generations of nuclear reactors, or something like startup is pretty in trend right now as well. You learn a mixture of like sciences and engineering. So the classes, for example, we are required to take for nuclear engineering include a lot of physics class, of course, AO1, AO2, AO3. Also, we are required to take 255 in mechanical department, that's like thermal fluid. And we can also take 2006 as an elective, which is actually very helpful because we also have like our own version of reactor thermal fluid, and that goes really well with 2006 if you take them in the same semester. And of course, we need to know some electrical engineering as well, because detectors. And then we of course need to know some structure and material, which is like very well incorporated into the reactor physics classes we have. And then we just have very specific classes that's geared towards nuclear engineering, like reactor physics or quantum mechanics. So I feel like it's a very good mix of, especially if you're someone like me who wants a variety of classes. I think the challenge of it, because it's just really hard. So like, it's not just me. I remember like going to office hour and just always filled because everyone's trying to get help. But the part I enjoy the most is when you get a very challenging problem and you try yourself, but you don't just stop there. When you're stuck, you go to the office hour, ask professor, ask TA, ask your friends for help, and then together you pull your knowledge and you learn something new. And I think that's like the best part, is the aha, like I understand it now. It was so hard for me before, but it's not. Just after an hour of like grinding at it, you feel like you got smarter by doing that. Especially this semester, I'm trying to get more health conscious, which means that I'm trying to spend more time doing fitness activities, jogging, or going to like gymnastic classes, or going to breakdancing workshops on Saturdays. Mostly I do with my friends. So whenever they go, I will like, it's a good way to like socialize and spend time with your friends, as well as like getting fit and getting to be more healthy together. Because definitely like having a strong physical health is very important to succeed at MIT. It just provides you more energy and it makes you, prevent burnout. So we have like a layer of lead here, right? And as we know, it's a very dense material because it's high Z material. And you have like some gamma ray that's coming in. Say we call it E gamma. That's energy of this gamma. And then by the time, if you look on the other side, it's gonna be a smaller energy packet because some of it is gonna get attenuated by this lead. So it's a gamma energy prime. What happens like within this layer of lead that allows this attenuation to happen is that we have different types of photon interactions with matter. The first one I think people are most familiar with is called photoelectric effect. Basically, it's when some of the energy hits an electron and the electron gets bumped off somewhere else. And a second type is just called Compton scattering, which is sort of like a photo electric effect, except that the electron doesn't absorb everything of that gamma ray. It sort of takes part of the gamma ray and goes off, and then there's a little bit left that goes through. And the third type is what we call pair production. So I think pair production is my favorite interaction when we were learning this concept, because it actually relates to relativity and the interchange or equivalence between energy and matter, which is why we have this equation E equals mc squared. Because what pair production basically is that you can have just some energy coming in, which is massless. It doesn't have any mass. It's just energy. But due to the effect of the electric magnetic field close to the nucleus, it's gonna poof, out of nowhere, just makes a couple of positron and electron. So these two are basically same mass but opposite charge, and they go off in opposite directions. And that's why we call it a pair production, because it always appears in pairs. And that makes sense, right? Because you had something that's neutral charge, so you need to end up with obstruction. The product needs to be adding up to a neutral charge as well. That's why we have plus and minus charge and equal mass that goes up in both sides. And the fourth one is called photofission. Photofission does not occur until relatively high energy levels, which is above 5 MeV. And that's only happening in very specific elements such as uranium or plutonium. So that's basically how atomic bomb can happen because of photofission.